Hello guys and welcome to the video. Now I keep getting countless requests to address the very big trunked elephant in the room. How to spot ladyboys. Now listen up. Some people are into ladyboys and that's absolutely fine. Am I into ladyboys? No! A lot of you guys have been asking me, how do I spot a ladyboy? What are the telltale signs that's going to stop me from getting in trouble and making an absolutely ridiculous show of myself? Well, I've got top 10 tips for you, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of them, especially number 4. Because let's face facts, the last thing you want to do is be dropping them drawers and going, ah! Let's get into it. Number 1 is the most obvious red flag you can get, but sometimes it's hard to spot. They've got a schlong, a red rocket, a ding dong. They've got all right? It doesn't get too much more obvious than that. How are you going to spot it? Well, first of all, you're going to have to look downstairs when you're introducing yourself to one of those ladies that you think is quite tantalising. You're going to have to look down and see how much of a bulge there is. Now, some people don't have quite a big bulge as myself, so you're going to have to spot real carefully. Don't go tapping it. Don't go tapping it. That's going to lead to a lot of trouble, trust me. 5 times I've tapped it. 5 times I've been knocked clean out. You're just going to have to observe. Now, if you're really not sure if there's ding dong down there, then maybe ask one of their friends. Actually, don't do that. They're all liars. Number 1's a bit tricky because it might not reveal itself until it's time for the beautiful action of making pure, unadulterated love. So, you're going to have to go to number 2. She can parallel park. Because it's the year 2026, it's kind of difficult to tell who is really a lady, what is really a lady. So you don't really know if she is a lady or is a lady, or they're saying they are a lady when in fact they're not a lady, they're actually a man, but they're a man, but they're a lady, and Point being, if they've got a ding dong, it's irrelevant, because does that even count as being a man or a lady no more? But parallel parking is strictly a man thing. Now how are you going to get at a parallel park? Well, maybe a motorbike's outside the bar. Maybe a car is outside the clinic. Introduce a scenario. Say, hey, can you parallel park? Why, mister? Why you want to parallel park? And then you just say, I'll give you 500 baht if you can parallel park. Now, as we know, a man is going to parallel park like an absolute boss. But a lady, she's going to smash up the bike in front of her, smash up the bike behind her. She's going to knock over a little kid and kill them, as is the way of the lady. Number 3. And this one's crucial. She walks like a lady. Thai girls who have a foo-foo do not walk ladylike. That's an absolute fact. What actual ladies do, ladies with the fee-fee-foo-foo, what they actually do is just plod along with absolutely 0 degrees of elegance. Their style of walking is more synonymous with a drunk toddler. The reason why ladyboys are fantastic and lure a lot of you guys in is because they walk like they're a catwalk model. That's because since the age of 2, they have been studying catwalk model videos about 4 hours a day to perfect that walk and be all ladylike. The fact is, guys, the ladyboy can be very alluring because their walk exudes such visceral femininity. They ain't plodding, they're sexy strutting. It's a red flag. Now it's time to get a word from our sponsor.
Come to Sick Buffalo for Viralin Disco. Ka!
Number 4, guys. Now this one's the big potato. I'm not talking a poncy little potato, I'm talking a big potato. With cheese, with beans, bacon, maybe a leg of lamb on top. Ladyboys are kind of Harvey Weinstein-y. They're a bit raped, just like any other regular geezer that's trying to pursue a lady. They're quite aggressive. As you know, most men, when they're trying to make advances on a sexy little number, will be very touchy-feely, quite in your face, pursuing them night and day, sometimes camping outside their house, drinking cans of Stella, being weird. That's the way of the man. We were conditioned to pursue because we are hunters in the jungle of clunge. Quite often you'll walk down Walking Street perhaps and you'll see some geezer just reaching out every couple of seconds to give a cheeky grope to some cheeky lady. That's the way of the geezer. Most men just don't really understand what social boundaries are when it comes to the pursuit of poom poom. So, if you're seeing a lady reaching out, grabbing people, following up behind them about 2 inches away from their backside, grabbing them by the neck, pushing them against the wall, trying to smooch them in inappropriate ways, whipping out their love nozzle and swinging it like an helicopter. That's a ladyboy, my son. That's not a lady, that's a ladyboy. If they're overly gropey, overly handsy, a bit grabby, then they're either a Thai gypsy or a ladyboy. Number 5, the voice. This is a telltale sign, guys. Now, initially, you might think a ladyboy is going to sound like a proper old geese like me, going, "Hey, darling, do you want to come back to my room and smash me back doors in?" No, they don't really sound like that. The most telltale sign is their voice isn't that impressive. It's like a very bad impression of a lady you might expect from a third-rate comedian who's on the BBC. It's not going to be all, "Oh, hello, I'm a lady." No. It's going to be more like, "Oh, hello. Oh, mister, where you go? Can I come smoke your penis? Me, come my room, boom, boom." Something like that. Disgusting, but perfectly fine, obviously. That night will never leave me. Number 6, guys, very important. They've also got balls, nuts. Number 7. Now, this also leads to why the ladyboy is incredibly dangerous. They're hench as f***. They could roundhouse kick your f***ing head off. They could uppercut you onto the top of a 15-story building. They could nut your head so far down in your body it'll be coming out your bumhole. Number 8. Now, this is where you can really play your mind games and use some of psychologies. When you're having a conversation with a fine little number, you're going to have some super tools. So you don't need to go tapping their private parts to tell if they got a ding-dong. You won't be having to tell them to go parallel park, and you won't be having to push their face away when they're trying to smooch and grab you and choke you out. Because ladyboys were born with a ding-dong, they're shockingly logical for a lady. Let's face fact, fellas. Ladies are completely illogical. Since school days, they're illogical. What were they doing in school? We were out there building mansions, constructing cities, making turbines, perfecting our BMXs to go at 50 miles per hour. The girls, they were just dancing in the playground, these stupid songs that were number 2, not even number 1s. Pathetic. As soon as a lady you'll be chatting to or buying lady drinks for starts talking in a logical manner, saying things that are completely reasonable and don't sound absolutely bat poop crazy, that's a red flag. You may think at first, wow, this is a bird I can really talk to. Who wants to talk to a bird? They're just for grinding. They're logical because they got meat and 2 veg. Do you want that meat and 2 veg slapping against your meat and 2 veg? Like some sort of weird percussion video that you're going to find on the dark web. I ain't been on the dark web, but I've heard about it. Number 9, they can clearly explain the offside rule. Now, obviously, some men can't explain the offside rule because they're a bit Nancy. Some men are into tennis, badminton, and breakdancing. Weirdos. But the average true geezer knows football and knows the offside rule. Now, are the Thais into football? Of course they are. They're one of the best in Southeast Asia. Buri Ram is like Man United, except not a bloody mess. But be warned, the offside rule one is not a fail-safe manoeuvre. In a country that has very high levels of retardation, even a 10 times championship winning football manager might not be able to explain the offside rule. But I needed 10, so that's why that's number 9. Now, number 10 is one of the most obvious signs. They probably work in a lady bar, boy. Hey, lady bar. Number 10 is one of the most obvious signs. They work in a ladyboy bar. Now, that might seem real obvious, but some of you people don't even read. You'll be walking past and it says ladyboy, and you might be thinking, oh wow, it says lady, boy, look at that lady, or something like that. Some sort of stupid thing going on in your head because you've been drinking too many changs and smoking some of that fucking dooba-looba. If they work in a ladyboy bar, they're obviously a ladyboy. Now, another telltale sign, which is a bonus, is that they'll be prowling around on a motorbike late at night, chasing you through the streets, saying, come suck my ding-dong. That's another obvious sign. Now, time for a word from another sponsor. If you're looking for a real fun time on a Thursday night between 9:30 and 8:30, you want to get yourself down to the Passport Bro Cafe, where DJ I Play Them Hoes Like a Bow will be playing some of your favorite early 2000s hip-hop classics by artists such as Mims, Nelly, Chingy, and Paul Wall. I used to know Paul Wall. Shame what happened to him. He went scuba diving in 1 foot of water. How the hell did that even happen? R.I.P. Paul. R.I.P. son. I'm going to go smash one for you tonight. Right, guys, I hope that was really helpful for you all so you can avoid, you know, getting something shoved up your backside that resembles the trunk of an elephant. Like and subscribe, click the notifications, go follow me on Bebo and Taobao, and I'll be back next time for another raucously amazing video. That's right. That's right. That's right. Everything's fine.
You die!